created moon landscape, and of course they flattened it. The farmers wanted to regain their land to work it, so the craters disappeared, but also the trenches and the dugouts, everything was underneath. And it was only when they started the construction of this area here, this industrial estate, that archaeologists, with the help of military maps, tried to locate these trenches. They discovered a few, and one of the most important was that one here, the Rotten Trench. We have an aerial map situated here. There's a whole trench system. It was not the front line was here. That was the first trench. And here we have a map. The blue line are the Allied trenches, right? And the red are the Germans. So that's the canal here, and we've just crossed it here, right? So close to where, let's say, the where no man's land was almost limited to minimum, right? Here it was several hundred yards. And what did they discover? Well, things like this, right? Namely, a construction with A-frames. And A-frames were wooden constructions in the form of a capital letter A turned upside down, so that on top here they could put duckboards. And there's a reconstruction of it over there. The original is still underneath. These constructions were made by Chinese. We had here indeed a Chinese labor corps working for the British and the French. And there were volunteers from China, right, working here and paid as laborers. They were not soldiers, they did not fight, get engaged in battles. They prepared things like that, repaired engines and so on. So manual work. And then they were brought to the front line, of course. Also cement blocks, for instance, right? Because the bunkers in the front line were prefab bunkers. Right? It was too dangerous to cast cement when snipers are constantly firing at you. So the blocks were prepared behind the lines, not made in China, but made by Chinese. It's different. Now the layout here of the dugout is the part that you see with the pebbles and the different rooms underneath. The entrance to the dugout is one here and the other one is down there. But as I've said, you can't get in because it's flooded, unless you want to get wet feet. You don't have your swimming suit with you, I suppose. So it's a reconstruction, it's in zigzag, and you know why. Right? So when a mortar hits a trench, right, well, the damage is limited. But it gives you the impression of how it must have been. And then there are panels with other explanations. You'll discover a lot of items found here in the dugout in the museum this afternoon. There's a whole section with the findings from the dugout. I would say get in the trench to the left, the exit is on the opposite side, or you can try to get in there, but then there will be a collision midway, so avoid fighting. Okay, so get in over there. bank. It's actually the result of 85,000 pounds of ammonite. So what happened, so they made a tunnel, right? At the end of the tunnel they built a chamber, they dug out the chamber, stuck explosive in it, and at that epoch ammonite, a kind of TNT.
Doesn't matter where you go.
Three. How the hell can you explain the bullet holes?
Second World War.
That's World War II, right. So there was indeed here some fighting between British and Belgian troops and the Germans when the British were withdrawing to Dunkirk. Dunkirk is not that far from here. So end of May 1940. Now it must be said that during World War II the Germans respected the memorials and the cemeteries. They did not maintain them, they were maintained by the locals, but they did not destroy them. But yeah, went through some fighting, shit can happen.
This is a man-made hill that Tynescott, but it's roughly where the Germans had held, and you can see where the Allies, and particularly New Zealand Army, marching behind that wood, trying to get up to Peshawar up there. 2 weeks, 18,000 lost.